So believe it or not, folks, I've returned for yet another season of Scottish Premiership football, and of course that opens this coming weekend. Can Rangers continue their unbeaten run? What about Celtic with a new manager? Are they in the mix? We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We look forward to the Scottish Premiership kick-off. That's right, the season is just about to start this coming weekend, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button and get your bang out today with all things Scottish Premiership related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here under one rooski. That's right, of course, we're going to start right here, right now, week by week, Scottish Premiership predictions. Of course, I did say last season that I would not be returning, but you know what? I thought, hey ho, you guys were committed last season for the most part, and of course we're gonna give it another go. Because I want to have a look at the situation over in the Scottish Premiership. It does look like a feisty division this coming campaign. We have the returning Hearts, we have the returning Dundee to take on Dundee United in, of course, a bit of a derby, of course, up in that neck of the woods. So we look forward to that. Of course, in a minute, of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons, and if you are interested in support channel in another way, check out that link down below, patreon.com/overseas. But anyway, let's get cracking then, shall we? Of course, match number one, day one, of course, out in the Scottish Premiership season. This does start this weekend, of course, Saturday the 31st of July. That's right. So, without further ado, we're going to have a little look at, of course, what's going to take place this coming weekend. Of course, these are your 12 teams. We're going to start with Aberdeen, Celtic, of course, Dundee, the returning Dundee from the Scottish Championship last time around. Dundee United also here. Hearts of Midlothian also returned to take on Hibs, of course, in a bit of a Edinburgh derby. Livingston still remain, as do Motherwell. Rangers, of course, unbeaten since last year. Ross County, St Johnstone, and of course St Mirren make up the 12. So what about last time around? Well, this is how it ended, of course. Rangers running away with it, 102 points, unbeaten, of course. The Invincibles, with nearly 30 points difference, of course, around about 25, I think, points between themselves and Celtic. Hibs coming in a respectable third. Aberdeen fourth. Super Chase, of course, one of the standouts for the teams of the year. Of course, with the daily double in the Scottish Cup and the League Cup. Of course, Livingston also made up the top six. As for Hamilton and Kilmarnock, they went down. Of course, we have joined by Dundee and of course Hearts, but Midlothian Hearts. So let's take a look at the situation. This is what the table looks like right here. In a squeaky clean bill of health. Of course, we're going to jump right in the deep end. Then shall we, of course, with the opening round of matches which does take place this coming weekend. Now, before we do that, I want to let you know about the rules and regulations, of course, for the Scottish Premiership prediction. I'm still going to give you the results of last season's. I keep saying it, but I'm going to get there, of course. But so these are the rules. Of course, you're going to go to this website, which is Cutley/Scots1, and that'll bring you to the website, which of course you put in your predictions, of course, each and every week. The URL may change. I'm hoping to come up with a way that the URL will stay the same, but I'm going to need a couple more days to figure that out. Of course, the QR code if you're lazy. Now, this is the rules. Now, pay attention because this is very, very important. Because we're doing our new styling to make it a little bit easier on me. Whatever name you enter in on day one, match one, you've got to keep it. Now, that may sound like a simple task to you and me, but some other people may think, oh, you know, I stuck in a capital last week, and this week I'm not going to stick a capital letter in, or I'll add an extra space at the end or at the beginning. But guess what? If you do that, guess what? Your score's going to get messed up, and I'm not going to go back and fix these each and every week. So whatever it is on day one, match one, make sure you take a bloody good note of it. Just use your bloody name. If it's that difficult, use your bloody name. Don't add an extra space. I'm not going to go back and correct it. If you come up week 2 or 3 and you've got an extra space in, and you go, oh, Dirk, can you combine the scores together? No, guess what? I'm not going to go back and do it. So correct it. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So remember your name. You're going to be putting it in once. Remember that name. Remember. Of course, let's get into the deep end of the show. Of course, take a look at match number one, day one, and the Scottish Premiership. We'll kick it all off, of course, on Saturday the 31st of July, and it will be Rangers up against Livingston. That's right. Of course, they played each other since 2001, 36 times, 25 wins for Rangers, just 3 wins for Livingston, and 8 draws. The biggest win for Rangers over Livingston in that 36-match run there, of course, was a 4-0 win. The biggest win for Livingston over Rangers was just a 1-0 win. In fact, Rangers scored 69 goals compared to Livingston's 18 in those 36 matches, around about 1.92 goals game heading into this, 0.50 goals game coming into this for Livingston. Of course, Rangers also coming to 67% form. Of course, that's probably including friendlies. As for Livingston, they come into this 58% form, winning 3 of the last 4 games. The last time I played, though, of course, was a 3-0 win back in May. It was in the Scottish Premiership, of course, in that Championship round, of course. And I'm trying to see when the last time Livingston got a win over Rangers, and we are going all the way back to 2018. It was a 1-0 win, of course. The bookies odds on this one: 11-2 on is your Rangers, 6-1 is your 12-1 is your Livingston on this one. Of course, Rangers coming into unbeaten on a very, very long run of that. So I'm going to go with another win for Rangers to open up the campaign with a 2-0 win at home, of course, at Ibrox. Kicking on further, it is the returning Dundee taking on St Mirren. That's right, of course. Locking Horns also on the 31st of July. The played each other 20 times since 2018. 10 wins for St Mirren, 8 wins for Dundee, and just two draws over the course of those last few years. Taking place at Dens Park. The biggest win for Dundee, of course, was a 5-0 win over St Mirren. The biggest win for St Mirren over Dundee was a 10-0 win. 10-0 win. I've got 10 in my head. 2-0 win, of course. In fact, the goals, though, between the two sides over the 20 matches are quite similar. 32 goals scored by Dundee compared to the 30 by St Mirren, which is around about 1.6 goals game ratio compared to 1.5 for St Mirren. They both come into some pretty good form, of course, including those pre-season friendlies. 92% form for Dundee United. Dundee, of course, 4 wins on the bounce. As for St Mirren, also 4 wins on the bounce, but of course, a couple of draws as well. Last time they played each other was a 3-2 win for St Mirren in the Scottish Premiership back in 2019. The last time Dundee won was all the way back to 2017 in a friendly match, so it doesn't really matter in the end. Of course, look at the bookies odds. 30-10 is your Dundee, 23-10 is your draw, 21-10 is your St Mirren on this. I'm actually going to go with the hosts on this one, returning to top flight over in Scotland. I'm going to go open a day with a 1-0 win, keep a clean sheet to boot. Kicking off further is Ross County up against St Johnstone, also on the same day, 31st of July. Now these two sides played each other 55 times since 2002. 21 wins for Super Jays, 12 wins for Ross County, and 22 draws. Of course, the biggest win for either two sides was a 4-0 win over each other. Of course, St Johnstone coming in with 73 goals scored against Ross County in those 55 matches. 60 goals scored by Ross County. Around about 1.09 goals game ratio for Ross County, 1.33 goals game ratio for the Super Jays. Super Jays haven't lost in the last 5 games heading into this. Ross County's last home win against St John's was back in 2015. Of course, the bookies odds on this one: 40-5 for Ross County, 25 is your draw, and 21-20 is your St John's on this one. The Super Jays on the away days going to go with a 2-1 win for them. Of course, open up the days as they ended the last, which with a fantastic start to the season. 2-1 win for them on the road. Next, of course, we have Hearts taking on Celtic. Probably the game of the weekend. Of course, Hearts may have come in through the Championship last round, but they're going to be a team that's going to be probably in the top 6 at the end of the campaign. They played 100 times since 1996. 70 wins for Celtic, 16 wins for Hearts, and 14 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Hearts over Celtic was a 4-0 win. The biggest win for Celtic over Hearts, of course, was a 7-0 win. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Of course, Celtic have scored 229 goals over Hearts in those 100 games, where they've scored 88 goals returned. Of course, it will be Ange Postologlu's first game in Scottish Premiership football up against Robbie Nelson, of course, who did the honours of getting Hearts promoted back at the first time of asking. Celtic haven't won in their last 4 games. Of course, have not started, of course, Europe in good shape either. They drew last round. Of course, they'll be playing in the next game in the Champions League quest, probably the day of this video, so we'll see how they pan out with that one. Anyway, the last time picture, there was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Celtic back in December 2020. Last time Hearts won. Well, we're going to have to go back a bit. We're going to have to go all the way back to 2018. That's right, in the Scottish Premiership, 1-0 win for Hearts. Over in Edinburgh, of course. Bookies odds on this one: we have 92 for Hearts on this one, 10-3 is your, 50-8 on is your Celtic on this one. I do anticipate a close match, but Celtic should come out top with a 2-1 win in the end. Into the final 2 now, we have, of course, Aberdeen up against Dundee United over at Pittodrie. This takes place on the 1st of August. Of course, they played each other 83 times since 1994, 31 wins apiece and 21 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Aberdeen over Dundee United was a 4-0 win. Meanwhile, the biggest win for Dundee United over Aberdeen was a 5-0 win. In fact, Dundee United have actually scored 7 more goals than Aberdeen have scored since 1994 against each other. Of course, 1.42 goals game ratio compared to 1.34 goals game ratio. Dundee United haven't lost in the last 6 games. They've also lost none of the last 4 away matches and have a winning streak of 4 in a row. That's they played each other in Aberdeen. In Pittodrie was a 3-0 win for Dundee United in the Scottish Cup back in the 25th of April 2021. Of course, the bookies odds on this one: 10-7 on is your Aberdeen. Of course, 5-2 is your draw, and 74 is your Dundee United on this one. I'm going to go with Aberdeen at home. Of course, let me just recap their manager these days. Aberdeen's manager is Stephen Glass. Of course, they've got Scott Brown as well as assistant manager, player, assistant manager, whatever it is. So good pickup that is, and a good bit of an experience. So Aberdeen 2-1 win in the end for them opening day win. And another bit of a zinger at the end. Then we have Motherwell up against Hibernian at Fir Park, also on August the 1st. Of course, these two sides played 83 times since 1994, 23 wins for Motherwell, 36 wins for Hibs, and 24 draws. The biggest win for Motherwell over Hibs was a 4-0 win. Meanwhile, the biggest win for Hibs over Motherwell was a 6-1 win. In fact, Hibs have scored 150 goals compared to the 120 scored by Motherwell in those 83 matches since 1994. Hibs have actually got a winning streak of 3 matches away from home, and during the last 40 meetings between Motherwell playing at home, Motherwell have actually won 15 times. They've been 11 draws, and Hibernian have actually won 14 times, of course. Heading into this, the bookies odds 23-10 is your Motherwell, 12-5 is your draw, and 23-20 is your Hibs on this one. I've actually gone with Hibs to get at least a point on this one. 1-1 in the end to opening day. Opening day point. Of course, quick look at the odds for the title. We have Ross County 15-1, 1500 to 1. There we go. Dundee United, Dundee, of course, the same at 1500 to 1. Dundee United 1000 to 1. Livingston 1000 to 1. 750 to 1 is your St Mirren. Motherwell same sort of odds, 750. St Johnstone 500 to 1. Hearts are 250 to 1. Hibs are 100 to 1. Aberdeen are third favourites, 80 to 1. Celtic are 6 to 4, and Rangers are 2 to 1 on to go as champions at the end of the season. That's my thoughts, of course. Day 1, match 1 of the Scottish Premiership. Let me know your thoughts, of course, by going here and putting in your predictions right here, right now. It's Scots 1. That's right, Cutley Scotch 1. You can use the QR code if you're savvy, just like this guy. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody hell. Of course, I didn't say. I said that we would not be back for the Scottish Premiership, but I lied. I thought, you know what? I don't want to cause some hard done by for those people that look forward to the Scottish matches. So here it is. If you like it, make sure you let me know in the comments, and of course, make sure you give us some thumbs up to know that you appreciate it coming back. Because I could always pull the plug if no one really likes it. I could always pull the plug. So let me know that you do appreciate it because it's going to get busy. It's going to get busy over the next couple of weeks. Of course, all the seasons are starting, but Scotland is at the forefront alongside the Zweite Bundesliga. But anyway, give us the love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Who do you think is going to go out on top? Who do you think is going to go down? And let me know your thoughts about day 1, match 1 over in Scotland. Until then, we are done.